DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's AMA with DeFi Kingdoms. Lovely to be here with all of you, as always. Excited to be joined by Hubert. Hubert, how are you doing today?
Evil One, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well, We don't have Winston here with us today, so I am in charge of just everything, really. But I don't know how to feel about these tournaments that are going on here. There are two tournaments currently in progress. Are actually getting ready to start. So the first one is sponsored in part by Arby's. And has just a completely slanderous title here, but that's okay. So our first fight is starting here in 6.5 minutes between Level Up, which is also known as Spassvogel, also known as DFK Elite, and I'm gonna mispronounce this, but Lumeb, who is also known as my friendo. So make sure you get in there and vote. It is sponsored with 20 Joule, and then we're going to have a second round also sponsored, and then the championship with the largest sponsorship. So make sure you get in there and vote. And then we also have a second one sponsored by Arby's Fries. We've got our first match kicking off now in just under 6 minutes. And then we will have 2 more rounds for this one as well. So we're going to be watching these progress, seeing all of the exciting action right here, right now, in about 5 minutes. So make sure you get in there and vote, and be prepared. Arby's does have the meats. Last I checked, they do not have the business. But Dreamer, welcome. How are you doing, sir?
Oh man, I just was in the middle of a very big yawn. So I've been up since like 4 a.m. I'm doing good though. Last day of 39, last day of the 30s, entering the golden age here tomorrow, going 40 strong. Pretty excited about that, although I'm not a big birthday guy. It's cool the milestone come and goes, and I'll probably try to enjoy the day a bit while working.
Very nice, very nice. We have a couple of quick updates, actually I think just one, and then we'll roll into questions. And our first question is going to go over to Dreamer, breaking our normal tradition, because speaking of working, he is going to have to drop for another call. But yes, happy early birthday. And is 40 over the hill? Is that the right one?
I don't know, man.
No.
I think there's a couple of hills.
Right, yeah.
Definitely one of them.
I think after 21, it's just all downhill anyway. So, but
I feel like 40s can be a pretty cool era.
There you go. I like it. Make it something.
50, that would be different. But and then I'm meeting Avalanche here pretty quickly. And I need to prep some stuff for that as it relates to DFK stuff. So yeah, any questions you got to hit me with, hit me before I have to drop.
Absolutely. Also, I'm giving everyone express permission to tag Dreamer in Discord all day tomorrow to tell him happy birthday. But in the meantime, oh, my screen share froze. Why did my screen share freeze? While I mess with that, one real quick update, and then we'll give Dreamer his question before he leaves us. Hubert, we made some progress yesterday on the Sarandale shutdown. Would you like to tell us what's going on?
Sure. So yesterday was the last day for you to be able to complete quests or expeditions on Kaya. So at this point, if you still have any heroes that are questing or on expeditions, the only option left is to cancel them. And now we will have about 1 week, 6 days at this point, until we will be turning off tracking with our API on all of the NFTs over there. And once that happens, it will still be possible to get your heroes off. The bridges aren't being turned off or anything to get them over to DFK Chain, but if they are questing, it may become a little bit tricky. Zip is going to try to do some things to make it a little bit easier. And he also released a few things yesterday as well to just make the experience a little bit better. You can now multi-cancel auctions if you have a bunch to cancel, and a few other things that he had in the announcements, which I don't remember off the top of my head. Just a couple bug fixes, looks like, the other things. So yeah, that is, we're just basically one step away from the last of kind of the turn down of what we had over there. The contracts that are still running there. So like the DEX isn't going anywhere, but there, no more rewards for providing LP or anything like that. So you do still have anything left over there, highly recommend you try to get it off before Wednesday next week. Otherwise, it just might become a little bit more painful when you do get to it. And yeah, did I miss anything, Bolin?
I don't think so. No, I think that was a very good summary. So thank you, sir, for that. With that final reminder, you got just over 60 seconds to get in here and vote on these first matches for each tournament. So make sure you get in there and do so. Get your votes in. With that, I will not do some yoga, but thank you, Kurt. I probably should, but I will not. With that, though,
I'll do some yoga.
Cool.
Hot yoga.
No, at this point I have negative flexibility. And yes, I know I should do yoga to improve that, but you know what? Listen, whatever.
Get yourself a good old Warrior 3.
Huh? Is that a yoga
it's a pose.
thing? Oh, okay.
It's
see, there you go. Not a clue. Oh God. Hot Yoda. There we go. Oh yeah. I mean, Spaceballs 2 is coming. Like, that's a thing that's happening, which is just amazing. I'm so excited about that. We're getting very off topic here. Dreamer, I'm going to throw this question your way, and then that way you will be able to...
I'm starting to believe there is no question, Bolon.
It's all been an elaborate prank. But that way you'll be able to head out whenever you need to. So the question for you, sir, is can you speak to the team's plan to sustain itself during the potential upcoming bear market, and what we are doing to make sure we are prepared?
Got it. Well, I don't know what upcoming bear market there is, or what we're already in, or if gaming's been in that market. I'm not sure. But the mode that we've been in the last, 2 months now, maybe longer, is really like excessive and maximizing cost reduction. So a lot of this isn't just like, what we see like with pausing Serendale. There's some refactoring going on. There's looking at the ways that things were built, and we built things like step by step, right? So seeing as much as we can do to reduce costs. We do have a plan once we've kind of finished that, and we're getting to a good spot now, because after everything that we've done, we have to kind of see how much everything costs over time based on what we've done, because you can't just fully estimate it and have it be that outcome. But we have a plan right now to see if a deal could be related to some of these costs. Can't share too much on that, but priority number 1, cut costs. Priority number 2, get those costs covered longer term than just from like our burns. We have a plan there. We'll see how that progresses, but I have to be careful. And then 3 is to, grow players and find funding for incremental builds where it is mutually beneficial with those that are, providing funding or the overall benefactor. So we've been doing really well on the cost cutting side. I think we're getting some good results, and the more we can do there, the more any capital in or deal on covering like minimum costs that we get will go much, much further. So team's doing great work, and I think it's good work ahead of, as this question stated, a potential even further bear market. But I would say if you look at like overall gaming in general, I think it is kind of a quiet market right now, a builder's market. But the overall like market and price of Bitcoin can't speculate on. Nobody knows. I wouldn't believe anybody that says they know, but there are a lot of good things you can go out there and speculate and guess. I just don't think that a lot of the guesses have been right in recent years. So yeah, that's the name of the game: cost reduction, get those costs covered, and then incremental builds. We're continuing on that, and that's a little bit of a less control over that, but we're constantly having our lines out and hoping for the best there. Did I cover everything, Bolon? Anything I missed?
Yes, sir. That was awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I am just going to hop off so I can prep, but I love joining these AMAs, and I saw that we still have a healthy list. At one point, I was like, Bolon, do you think we should do these every other week? But we keep getting good lists of questions and good interaction, good games here, and good attendance. So thanks for the ongoing support, not only of the game, but for the AMAs and our connection to the community. And shout out to all the community builders out there. We see Zealous in the audience. And a few others that hop on, contribute to playing and tournaments and streaming. It's not fun to play in front of people sometimes if we are to lose, but you guys are awesome. So I'm incredibly big, giant B word. Won't say the B word, but thanks everybody. And Bolon, I shall hop and prep for my meeting.
Awesome. Thank you for contributing the proof of life as well.
Proof of life. Proof of last day of life of 30s.
Yep, there you go.
If I get to first day of life of 40s.
You'll be a whole different man next week.
All right.
Thank you, Dreamer. Appreciate you. Currently, we are also watching Winston and Dragonfly Tales here. There were some comments in chat about DFT's priest, which, yeah, it's a beautiful looking priest right there. That's an awesome looking hero. We also have going on in a different tab, the Spassvogel and my friendo fight, which is catching up from me reloading the tab. But this one's going on as well right now, so it's looking like it is progressing. Come on.
It looks like it's progressing.
Yeah, sorry. That was... Listen, I have not been up since 4 a.m., but I have been up since much earlier than my normal. And yeah, you're getting tired, Bolon, today. While this does its thing, first question for you, Hubert. Last week, there was a question that we took that asked about an enchanting event. And the asker wanted to clarify that what they were driving at really was not an event that gave additional dust, but rather an event that gave something for enchanting. So perhaps, every enchantment added to an item would get an entry in a raffle or something along those lines, something similar to some of the stuff that we've done before, just to encourage some early adoption on the enchanting front. Any thoughts on that?
I see. Yeah, I think, my answer last time was more about, not really wanting to inflate dust and fragments. Yeah, this idea is more kind of the opposite direction of, trying to get people to use more of those, which I think is generally a good idea. I think the main thing right now is just a matter of, if we were to do something like that, then we do need to provide rewards, and I don't think we have any plans for something at the moment. We are giving away some more of those helms for the pet hatching event pretty soon here. So I don't think we want to be giving away any more of those. The pet hatching event was kind of the last, maybe last at least chance for those. And so then we would need to come up with something different for an reward. At the moment, we're really focused on trying to just knock out Ragnarok. So I'm not sure we're going to have the time to do that, unfortunately. But I do think it's a good idea. I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off at the moment.
Awesome. Thank you, Dreamer. And yeah, or Dreamer, sorry. Thank you, Hubert.
Whoa.
I
I
told
still
you.
got like 7 months before I'm 40. So
Thank you, Hubert. And actually, to answer a question from chat, kind of along those same lines, when Christmas events, we'll see. I think, some years we've done Christmas events, some years we have not. We've got a few that we've really, I think, done annually, but I don't think Christmas has been one that we've done every year, if I remember right. But that doesn't mean that we won't do something. So we'll see what's going on. But as far as what that would be or anything, to Hubert's previous point, we really don't have anything planned at the moment. So if we do, we would need to make sure it's something that is reasonably accomplished. Hubert, I don't know if you remember off the top of your head if we've done Christmas events historically or not.
we did at least like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I can't remember. So much time has gone by.
I know, right? Yeah, I thought we had done at least one, but I
We
don't
did
think
this.
we've done it every year.
Yeah, I think we only have done it 1 year actually,
Okay.
which was the first year we had equipment, and
Oh
that
yeah,
was
cooler head.
the cooler head. I don't think we've done something since the cooler head for Christmas.
I think you are correct because it's usually Gaia's song, which coincides with Easter, and then the Halloween Spooktacular are usually the two that I think we've done every year
Right.
without fail so far. Which, speaking of, there is an event going on over Christmas. It's Transcend Your Heroes for some blood and hex stones.
Yep, that one is still going. Hopefully you guys are getting down to like the nitty gritty of finding those last ones. Hopefully the upgrades that Zip did to help show what's available has been helpful for you guys.
Yeah, huge shout out to Zip for those as well. Real quick commentary, the fight stopped spazzing out once I stopped screen sharing for a second, so I pulled it back up, but it's pretty interesting. I think I would give a small advantage to my friendo at the moment. He's in a little bit better shape resource wise, both health and mana, but not by much. But I think a lot of it will come down to if he's able to drop this pirate here in the middle or not.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong hit he got there.
It was, and if he's able to finish off this pirate, I think that greatly skews his advantage a little bit. So we'll see what happens. My friendo making me sweat. Yes. So yeah, it should be exciting though. Things seem pretty close, not too far skewed in either direction at the moment. And there's Sposs not only healing but hitting a crit heal too. So it does not look like that pirate's going to be going down at least this turn.
Sposs is down to his last 3 seconds of banked time too, so it's going to be pushing it.
Yeah, it's definitely this is definitely going to be. Oh man, that was a big hit too, though. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think Sposs has a little bit of an uphill battle here to try to come back into this one, but anything is possible, and that was a really good Kraken. So
he's going to get that Berserker. Nope.
Oh,
he got the pirate though.
That's going to be rough. That's going to be very, very, very tough there. I think we might be preparing to see the end of this one here momentarily. So we'll. Oh, interesting though. That's a good move. All right. While we wait and see what happens with this fight, that's right. I did ask that question. All right, there we go. There's a question of can we have some numbers on how much equipment has already been dusted and how much dust and fragments have been created? So we don't have anything to super easily grab how much has been burned. You can, I believe.
I do have some.
Never mind.
Actually, but it's not completely accurate because it doesn't include anything that's been converted to a visage, but so far what is owned by the dead wallet, there's about 700 weapons, 320 armors, and 9,160 accessories or offhands. So about over 10,000 pieces of equipment total. I assume that those accessories are largely party hats.
What?
Which, if they were all party hats, that would account for about 10% of the number that exists. So,
Oh man.
still a good amount to go. But yeah, some pretty good progress, I'd say. And yeah, you had looked up the supplies of those things.
Yes.
I don't know if I think that was on the Foundry, so it's included on all chains, I assume.
Yes. Yeah. So shout out to Hashcode for being awesome and having the DFK Foundry website. So currently there are 660.4812 common fragments in existence and 6,076.498 common dust in existence. So 6,000 dust, 600 fragments roughly. But that is total in existence at the moment. So that does include what has already been burned also. It looks like, sorry, real quick, it does look like my friendo has sewn up that match there.
Congrats, my friendo.
Awesome. Let's see. So, do you have any thoughts on the ability to add a bounty board sort of idea to where players would be able to put a listing for something that they are interested in buying or something that they're interested in selling, which I think personally, I see more of the value add on the buying side, I think. But basically, they'd be able to create a listing and say, I am looking for this specific hero, this class, this subclass with these traits, and be able to put out messages and say, like, I'm looking for this, I'm willing to pay this. And then people would be able to browse that and see if, they potentially have a hero that matches that, or if they want to attempt to create one, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I do think that's an interesting idea. I'm sure there are collectors out there that would appreciate being able to kind of put bounties on specific things and having it be in game. And I'm sure there'd be players out there that would want to fulfill those as well. So I think it has a lot of potential benefits to this economy. I do think it'd be a lot of work, though, to do, especially on the front end side of things. Contract wise, I think there's a pretty decent chunk of work to really do that, because it sounds like you want to give basically every option as far as requirements, like to say you want specific skin colors or specific traits and classes and everything else, maybe even specific levels. So we'd kind of need to build a system that would be generic enough to allow players to really specify everything or any one thing or any amount in between of those things. And then being able to display all those things as well. It could be kind of a sorting nightmare on the front end and whatnot too. So I think it's a good idea. I think probably something we're not going to be able to focus on in the near term, unfortunately.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Checking back in here on the Winston versus Dragonfly Tales fight. Winston is a man down already and got another one pretty low here. Dragonfly Tales running a little bit low on the MP side of things, but his HPs are looking pretty solid. He's building up some arcane power on that wizard in the middle as well. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out.
That Berserker might pull some tricks, though. It's been going for a while, and it's berserking. So,
yeah. I mean, he allowed his wizard to die to heal that Berserker one more time as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that pays off. At this point, Winston may be able to just AFK this fight. So we'll see what happens here. In the meantime, as well, for the second round of fights in both of these tournaments, you've got just over 3 minutes to get in there and vote, so make sure you get in there. Got 1.5 million already on TuneFed versus Kurt Hokage. So that'll be exciting. There's several different matches that you can go in and get voted on. So make sure you get in there and cast your votes. But in the meantime, we will watch the end of the Winston v DFT fight. All right. Let's see. While we do that, let's move into some next questions. This next question is about enchanting, actually. So Stoneform and Null Weave plus 10% damage reduction enchantments. Do these enchantments increase damage reduction or defense? And if defense, how?
Oh my goodness, this fight.
Oh man, I looked down to read that question and Winston killed 2 of his heroes. Oh, but there it is.
That was really close.
Wow. I might have to go back and watch the replay on that. Oh crap. I looked down for 10 seconds and they were all dead.
Yeah. So to answer that question, it's a defense increase. So it kind of works along the same lines of anything that increases defense, like any percentage increase to your defense. It's all kind of added together, and it's a single big buff. So if you have like a knight that has an extra 30% plus that you get like 40% increase to your defense, which that defense kind of has its own formula, like how that contributes to your damage reduction. But I mean, it's still kind of like it's a 40% increase to the damage reduction that your armor provides through its defense as well, is kind of another way you can look at it. But it's not going to be like a strict 10% reduction of damage in general. Like for a knight, usually if they're like really good with endurance and have good armor, they're going to be sitting around like 30% damage reduction. So like that enchantment would bring it to sort of like 33%, and then any other buffs would just kind of add to that as well. Kind of how that would work.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. Real quick, you got 40 seconds to get in here and vote on these matches. Wow, T-Heat, the huge favorite right now. We've got T-Heat versus Dragonfly Tales and Just Have Fun, also known as Hope, versus Mellow Fellow in this first tournament. And in our other tournament, we have got TuneFed versus DeFi Purgatory, aka Kurt Hokage, as well as Limoob, aka My Friendo, versus San Andres, aka San Andres. Some of you have 4 names, some of you have 1, and I have to try to keep them straight. But we will be getting into these fights here momentarily. Hopefully you are all able to cast your votes as these bouts are kicking off right now. All right, so we're going to start out watching some TuneFed and DeFi Purgatory to get us started. In the meantime, Hubert, any thoughts on when more skill quests might be coming, particularly level 20 things?
And I wonder if when it says skill quests, if they mean profession. I assume so.
I'm
It's a
assuming
profession
so.
skill.
I'm assuming profession quests, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, not soon, I'll say. The profession quest system in general, I think needs to have some adjustments to it eventually. It's kind of something that we've been waiting for travel to be implemented, and then kind of revamping how profession quests work at that point, so that you'd have to have your heroes kind of travel to places to do different profession quests and to get specific things. And I think at that point, then we could really start to adjust things and make it work kind of how we'd like it to in the future. But yeah, travel is still a pretty far ways out, I would say, at this point, especially with us shutting down Kaya, which has the the Sarandel map, which is expanded at this point. So it'll be a little while. I don't really want to just add new things, like just kind of iterate and make it so you get even more things. I think inflation of all the ingredients that you can get from those quests is already probably higher than it should be at this point. And I just wouldn't want to make that worse at this right now. So probably not for a good while, and not until we have travel. And then when travel comes out, I'd say be kind of expect a bigger revamp of all of that at the same time.
Very nice. Thank you. This next one, I'll give you a break for just a moment and try to speak to it a little bit. Is Ragnarok going to be able to attract new players, and is there a timeline for it? I'm going to answer this in reverse order. Timeline, as quick as we can, but that is the best that I can give you at the moment. Work on it is progressing. It is our number one focus right now. But I can't give you a detailed timeline just yet. But we are very excited for it. Is it going to be able to attract new players? I don't think that's a question that I can actually accurately answer. We certainly hope so. We think so. That is the goal. That is why we're building it, because we think that it has the potential to bring in players. It harkens to, many free-to-play games and, the style of some like MOBAs in some ways, but also not MOBAs, and some of like the auto chess battlers. So it brings in a few different elements from very popular game types. And yeah, we hope that we are able to get people to play it. That's the reason that we build everything we build. Whether or not it will, I mean, I can say yes, but I would just be making it up. But that is definitely the goal, and we've got some fun stuff planned for Ragnarok as well to try to help with that.
And I guess just to add on to that, I think today I'll be deploying the majority of the contracts to our testnet to begin testing there. We have an ABI already set up and Pinecone's implementing that into the API. If you're not very technical, that probably doesn't mean much to you, but if you are technical, you'd be like, yes.
Put your ABI in your API.
Yes. Basically, just for those who don't know, an ABI is kind of the instructions that tells everyone like what the contracts can do, what functions they have, what kind of outputs they have, how data is structured, what events can be emitted, and everything like that. It's kind of just like a big list of instructions, and with that, you can generally just be able to interact with contracts, and if you are interacting with a new contract, there has to be an ABI, and most tools out there that are like kind of just direct contract interaction tools will be able to do really everything that the contract allows it to do as long as you provide that. So it's just kind of the roadmap of how everything works. Roadmap's maybe not the right word, an instruction manual. Anyway, main point is like we're making really good progress there. On the drafting side of things, Beetle has kind of gotten that all worked out. I think for the most part, he's kind of making it look nicer, and now he'll be kind of working towards getting the contract interaction pieces of that mixed in with what he's doing. So we are making some really good progress, I'd say. But we're now going to have to be doing a lot of testing and kind of polishing off a bunch of the final pieces. So, it'll still be a little while, but we're working really hard on making sure it's like our top priority.
Awesome. Yeah. And for those less familiar, that sounds like, holy crap, we're so close. We've gotten a lot of really good stuff done. There is still a lot to do, to Hubert's ending point there. But yeah, really excited to see it continue to progress as well. Let's see. We've been watching TuneFed and DeFi Purgatory here. They've been doing pretty good and staying, relatively even matched. TuneFed is potentially at a little bit of an MP deficit comparatively. HPs are pretty similar, and it's not a huge advantage either way. Let's check in on Just Have Fun, aka Hope, and Mellow Fellow. Ooh, well, that was good timing to check in on them. Mellow Fellow has lost one hero, just took a harsh starboard cannons which critted to drop a second hero, but that hero had second life, so he is back up and being healed up as we speak. Let's look at this guy right here. That's that second life that came in on this seer. So Mellow Fellow still alive. Honestly, I feel like the worst part is that this guy died with just so much MP that Mellow Fellow is not going to be able to take advantage of. You know, he's definitely working on an uphill battle coming from a one-man down scenario. As Dazoff said, hope doesn't need hope. I like that. So yeah, we'll check this one out here for a few minutes before we switch back over and see what Mellow Fellow is able to do. You know, down but not out is what I would say here. I would never doubt Mellow Fellow too harshly. I'm being told also that he has a resurrection. He does. So he's got a resurrection on his seer in the midline here as well. So might have some sneaky stuff going on. I'm excited to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, definitely on the backpedaling though.
Yeah, definitely.
The RNGesus will kick in.
Yeah, definitely on the back leg. That was a pretty good crack, and he managed to crit the midline archer there. So, you know, things can turn. Also, sorry, I was gonna go back to questions, but before I do that, we gotta take a second here and check out this pirate who is just decked out. You know, you got the abyssal tunic looking so good. You've got the cinnabar helm of ascension, and you've got the Rip Fang. He is one mean looking dude right now. And you know, I don't think I'd want to fight him. He also has a really cool pet with the Starlight Butterfly, actually. That's actually really pretty.
On that one.
Let's see. Zoomy.
The extra initiative one. Okay.
Yep. So might be getting some extra speed out of there as well. But yeah, he's just he looks mean. I wouldn't want to fight him on the docks. That's for sure. While we were looking at it, Mellow Fellow has exchanged heroes. So he has resurrected his backline archer, and his midline seer has fallen. So we'll see what he's able to do. He's now going to be able to take advantage of all of that MP he lost, although that seer also did die with a lot of MP remaining. So we'll see how things continue to shape up here. Real quick, we'll flip back for just a second. We've got TuneFed and DeFi Purgatory here, still 3v3. TuneFed, I would say, at a definite MP deficit at this point with two heroes basically empty. However, he definitely has an HP advantage at this point. The midline berserker here for DeFi Purgatory is pretty low as we move on. So we'll see now with TuneFed's archer coming up for a turn. Does he choose to try to take out this berserker? Oh, he passes the turn. Interesting. Okay. There's a strategy in there somewhere. I'm confident in it. TuneFed been a sleeper pick as of late. So it's been exciting to see what he's done. Oh, Berserker goes down, but Second Life brings him right back up. And for right now, we're going to go back to Hope and Mellow Fellow and see how things shake up here. Oh, man, I have great timing for Starboard Cannons. Every time it's Starboard Cannons. Anyway, while we are watching this, a couple more questions for you, Hubert. Any thoughts on having a little buff or upgrade on the resurrection skill? The thought being that revival and ward pretty strong, but exhausted and slow. Maybe a little bit too harsh on the back end. Any thoughts? Huge hit.
Oh, I missed it. I was thinking, looking down. Well, how the turntables.
Yeah, huge hit right there.
Yeah, so I mean, we had a question about toxic as well. I mean, we are always looking at balancing everything, including traits. So we can look at resurrection, see if there's a little bit more that can be given to it. I do think everything that can bring a hero back to life is quite powerful. Resurrection is a little bit more situational and difficult to use. Obviously, is Second Life is immediate, whereas you need to spend a whole turn to do it with Resurrection. So, I get that, though. If you go too far, it can, I think it's a pretty fine line of tuning with that. So we'll take a look and see if there's anything we can do to help that out without going too crazy. But I think that plus Toxic are kind of on my list of things to look at for the next round of balancing.
Very nice. Yeah, this has been a quite the drastic turn of events here. Although that health potion alone just really brought Hope back up into the fight. But yeah, that's going to be Mellowfellow's Archer back down for the count. This is going to be tough for Mellowfellow. He's got almost as much. What's that?
He's had an MP on his last guy too.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got almost as much HP as Hope's two heroes combined, but he is out of MP. So unless he can pull something out here, Hope's Archer still has a lot of MP and is going to be able to do some pretty rapid damage here. I was hoping it would be rapid shot to work my pun in. Yes. But there there goes the pirate for Hope, and it's down to just Hope's Archer versus, I think that's a pirate as well. Yeah. So Hope's Archer versus Mellowfellow's pirate. The Archer should clean this up. There it is right there. Oh, no, I lied. Second Life. Wow. Holy crap. It was so good that it broke my computer. I don't know what happened. It broke my computer. It was so exciting that my monitors just failed. Oh no. Why is my PC throwing errors? Well, I'll deal with that on the side later. Anyway, we might see what happens in this fight. I don't know what's going on with my PC right now. But in the meantime, thoughts on lowering the minimum time on round length for hosted tournaments, Hubert?
Man, you got to fix this. You better be trying to fix this right now.
I'm trying. I don't know what happened.
Let's see. So, yeah, I think if we were to lower the time, there'd be more risk of tournaments kind of getting stuck. We really need tournaments to end and have all the results in before the timer ends with kind of how it's set up. And we have seen in the past times where it's gotten really close, even in the zone, like today as watching these tournaments. I think that DFT versus Winston, I think that fight went pretty long, and there was only like a minute left to vote after that ended. If that minute had been, if it had gone past that minute, then we would have had a stuck tournament. We had to kind of fix it in real time, and it's always kind of a mess. So lowering the time further is just going to increase the risk of that happening. Even if it starts and has atrophy immediately, everyone's going to have full HP, full MP, full inventory. Everything's going to be as recovery prone as possible. So I'm not sure I really I think we probably need to include some additional tweaks to make that make sure that it goes to the end before the timer is up. So probably not. Maybe at some point we need to just introduce something where it just is like an instant end, 30 seconds before the next thing is up, and somehow calculate who won. But I'm sure people won't be satisfied with that when that happens. It's kind of hard to really say. It's do you count how many heroes are standing? What if they're all standing? Then you go by HP. Well, what if one guy has no MP? One's team has no MP, the other one has a bunch, or stone. It kind of would be pretty tricky to just say, okay, you won. Yeah, probably not anytime soon anyway. But if we kind of add some new things to ensure that it will end, then we could consider it.
Nice. I do apologize. I got rugged by a Windows update. My PC that did a Windows update when I turned it on in the first place today, and then mid-use just decided it was time for another Windows update. So thanks Windows, I guess.
Yeah, I've had a ton of Windows updates recently that I've had to do. It's been annoying.
Well, it's still doing them right now. Like I'm literally using the freaking computer, and it was just like, no, it's update time. So thanks Windows. DFK Elite, to answer that question, and Hubert, feel free to chime in as well. But why not just start tomatoes sooner? That is an option, but again, then somebody makes the tournament with 100 stone weight limit, and the tomatoes are going against full HP potions. So like, there's just always a way, and we have to account for that way.
Yeah, I mean, if we think back to like the All-Star tournament, which had that problem, unfortunately, like people were using their very best heroes that had double second lives and resurrections and whatnot, and it was because of that one of the fights went too long, and then it kind of messed everything up, unfortunately. We were able to kind of keep things going, but people weren't able to vote, which was really too bad because there were really high sponsorships on that one. So even that was a 25-minute per round one. Really, we needed to have more time in that than less. But yeah, I mean, things could be tweaked. Like we could have there be harsher tomatoes. We could have things kick in a bit more. But all of that is not like a very quick fix and requires testing and a bunch of stuff. So I don't expect we're going to be loosening the restrictions at this juncture. So.
Nice. Thank you, Hubert. In your opinion, should we still be building heroes for level 15 PvP?
Well, I mean, we're seeing until Volan's computer decided it gets to do what it wants. We were seeing level 15 bouts there. We do have during this off-season level 15 bouts as well. I know there are players that really like level 15. They like the balance there. At level 20, I think HP and MP pools grow a lot, and until we have equipment that is like specifically for those higher levels, I think there's going to kind of be people that like that. So I'd say you can probably expect to continue to see level 15 tournaments happening. So I guess it's up to you if you want to do that. There are also level 21. So if you do want to level up your heroes, you could, level them up to 20 if you want. But yeah, until we see people say they just really don't want to ever play level 15s again, we'll probably keep doing it.
And even when we do, we might still do it. No. Let's see. Giving you another momentary break. Wind Garden revamp. There's actually also a question about voting, which this ties directly into. We are actually testing a new voting system currently. So Fox was working on a new voting system for us. Winston is currently doing some testing on that, seeing if he can find some ways to break it. And so, hopefully soon would be the short answer. We want to get voting up so that we can put out a couple proposals, and things are progressing on that front. So bear with us, but it's definitely progressing. Hubert, any thoughts on being able to see? Man, it would be great if my computer hadn't ruined it, because I could show you right now. Any thoughts on being able to see the in-combat stats viewer outside of combat? So maybe in like the hero hub or somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, I do think that would be nice. I think once we get Ragnarok out, like part of Ragnarok is being able to display like everything combat related for the heroes that you're picking in a really nice way that will help you kind of make decisions quickly. And I think we'll be able to reuse some of that probably to just enhance the normal view of heroes. I guess just the one caveat is that it's going to have to just kind of show what your dynamic stats are for the level that your hero is, assuming that it's going into a fight that's the same level as that hero. because dynamic stats do scale based on just the level of the fight, the level of everything that's in the fight, which could mean that either it'll be higher or lower if there's an imbalance somewhere in there. So yeah, it would just it would give you kind of a general sense of what your stat scores were and your other dynamic stats. But yeah, I do think it'd be useful for sure.
Awesome.
Especially during equipping, I would say, like to see kind of where you were and where you're going as far with your attack and everything else. I think that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. Let's see. I am potentially back. Let's find out. Am I back? Haha. All right. So, though we didn't get to see the exciting conclusion, Hope was able to pull it out over Mellow Fellow. It looks like the next rounds have already started, so we'll hop in there in just a second. But Hope did pull it out, as did TuneFed. So both of those have concluded. I am sorry that we missed the conclusions. I am not happy about it either. But in the meantime, let's get back. So we are watching TuneFed and San Andres at the moment. I'm going to try to queue up the other finals as well and see if I can't break my computer again. So
already a hero down there for San Andreas side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an early down, too. All right, let's see. Which, for the record, the screen that was previously being asked about would be this one. Now that it's too late. And then in the other tournament, we have got T-Heat and Hope. Let's see how they are doing once I get their fight up as well. So did it switch? No? Okay. It's now being a pain about my screen sharing, but I'll figure it out in a minute. In the meantime, any update on the hungry pet bug? Not too much of one yet. I actually talked to Zip just before this about it to clarify. We are working on it, trying to get it resolved. Unfortunately, we don't have too much of an update just yet, so hang tight as we try to get that one sorted out. I know it's been a pesky one for those of you that are dealing with it, and it is on our priority list to get fixed. All right, and then the final question of the day, win helmet raffle and airdrop. So this is asking about the pet hatching event that we did to celebrate the launch of pet combat bonuses. So Burr is actually working on pulling all of that data for me as we speak. And then once he is done, whoops, that was the wrong thing. Once he pulls all of that data for me, then we will be scheduling that raffle. So hang tight, getting there. We're close. He is working on that data pull currently. And then it should be a pretty quick turnaround to get a live stream scheduled to do the raffles. Actually, there are 3 separate raffles. So looking forward to that one. I know you guys have been waiting, so we're going to get that one knocked out here pretty quick as well. And then from there, just don't forget that we have the Transcendence event still ongoing as we speak. So make sure you are taking advantage of that to get your Hex and Bloodstones in. I switched this over to T-Heat and Hope fighting here. Just Have Fun. Just Have Fun has now lost their front line. There's a lot of coral gear in this fight right now. It's a lot of coral on that screen. And then meanwhile, we also have I guess, okay. Sorry.
And pants as well, too.
What's that?
Oh, there was a lot of secondhand pants on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, there are. Yeah, that is a lot of pair of pants. And we also have TuneFed and San Andres going on over here. It's unless San Andres has something up his sleeve, this one looks like it's going to be over here momentarily as San Andres's priest looks to be queued up for death. Though it is the priest's turn, so assumably he will heal himself up. Ooh, when he hit the crit too. Never mind, no longer poised for death.
Still, if that warrior goes down, it's pretty much.
Yeah. He is. San Andres is definitely at a disadvantage currently, playing from his back foot at the moment. We'll see if TuneFed is able to close it out, but I would guess he probably will be able to. In the meantime, we will start our wrap up for the day. As always, thank you to everybody who's tuned in live. Thank you to everybody who will watch this recording later. Thank you, Hubert, for taking time out of your day to be up here with me. Dreamer as well, though he had to leave us a little early. No thank you to Winston. He abandoned us today, so he gets no shout out. But he did set up 2 tournaments, so I guess fine. He still gets a shout out. As always, special thank you to everybody who submits questions for us to ask. As Dreamer mentioned earlier before he had to drop, this would not be a very exciting hour if you guys didn't give us questions to answer. So make sure you keep them coming. You can submit your questions in the AMA questions channel in Discord. Make sure that you keep them up, keep them coming. We're excited for it. I have to imagine TuneFed is about to basic attack snipe this priest right now. That's a huge crit and daze. No, he's going to use a potion instead to save his front line. Okay. I mean, he's still got time. If his priest, oh man, does he get it? He got it. Okay, it was worth it. Whew. Putting some risk on that priest basic attack though. I like it. So San Andres looking to have a real struggle to come back here. We're gonna flip over real quick before Hubert's final comments to our just have fun and T-Heat battle right here. Oh, and as I did that, TuneFed has secured the victory. Congratulations, TuneFed, on the tournament win. Kudos to you. We're back over here to just have fun in T-Heat. Just have fun was able to even things up. It's 2v2 now. Pretty similarly matched. I would give a slight edge to T-Heat in terms of both HP and MP, but not by much. They're looking pretty close at the moment as they go into this 2v2. With that,
Quicksand. Ooh.
Hubert, any final thoughts? Anything you want to share with us? Tell us how you're doing, how you're feeling, and yeah.
Well, I hope this fight ends while we're talking because I'm invested now.
I'm hoping so too. I'm trying to drag it out. Just have fun might be losing their archer right here.
Yeah, looks like a high chance of that. No,
the miss. Oh my god, miss.
Well, let's see. So, yeah, I mean, we're still really pushing forward. I keep mentioning it. We're really trying to get Ragnarok put together as quickly as we can. As you mentioned, Bolan, we hope that that's going to be a really successful product that's going to bring in a lot of people, with it being free to play, with it having not a lot of the challenges of barrier to entry of like someone wanting to get in and try PvP and needing to get really good heroes and good equipment and understand everything. Now you just kind of you'll have heroes, they'll have equipment, you'll pick them, you'll be able to build teams, and there's not going to be a big upfront cost or anything like that to be able to get into the combat and try it out. And it'll be a ranking system, so you'll hopefully get matched up against people that are similar level to you, and you can kind of climb the ranks and have your own elo score and things like that as well. So I really think Ragnarok has a lot of potential for more casual players or more competitive players that are interested, but just aren't ready to pull the trigger and kind of get fully invested in. And hopefully it's gonna once they see what the game's like, they'll want to get fully into it and that's kind of what our hope is with Ragnarok, is to kind of be that hook for players. For you guys as well, I hope you guys will also be engaging in it and be climbing the ranks as well, because you guys are going to have the ones that you're going to be the ones that do have all the experience already. So I expect to see, like T-Heat and Hope and everyone being high rank and fighting with each other. And be a little bit more of an even playing field. So I think that'll be pretty exciting. So yeah, and it's been fun to be kind of deeper in on things on the contract side. I am writing all of the contracts for Ragnarok myself, as Magnus is focusing on some other things. So trying to get everything kind of tackled all at once. So it's been fun to be doing that. And let's see, I'm really just trying to track this out to see what
I know.
so suddenly I thought Hope was losing, and then suddenly it's turned around here. So
they just keep it going. It's been impressive here for sure.
But yeah. Is there any other random things? T-Heat is out of MP here too, so it's suddenly not looking too great for him.
Something you had said a minute ago made me think about something, but now I forgot what it was. Dang it. I was just going to say that personally, I'm really excited to be hard stuck bronze in yet another game. It is my tradition, and I look forward to carrying it on.
Yeah, I guess a little alpha. We're not going to be using metal metal types as ranking for this. It'll be more commander oriented. So you won't get to be hard stuck bronze. You'll be hard stuck noble. Is where we're sitting at right now as far as the lowest rank. Which actually there's one lower rank, which is unranked, which is peon. So hopefully you won't be that.
I mean, everybody starts as a peon,
That's true, yes.
T-Heat did drop in the chat. He has surrendered, which T-Heat, huge shout out though. I mean, this has been an incredible match here. Hope, congratulations on the victory. This one was really a fun match to watch. So thank you to everybody who fought in these two tournaments.
Yep, it's really cool to watch all these. It's kind of cool to have two tournaments going at once too. That's pretty exciting. And two different level sets as well. It's pretty cool to see that we had enough players to do that. So I guess I don't have anything more to say, so I'll just get to the end here. Thank you guys for all of your support as always, and we're gonna just keep building over here and doing everything we can to just make the game better and better. Appreciate everybody and continue to be bullish.
Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next week.
DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.